I define volunteerism as giving back.
People who care and people who put that to action.
I think of commitment, I think of passion, I think of desire.
Making a difference and touching lives.
It makes us whole. It allows us to give something back.
Giving back to your community. You know, it's just, I don't really know any other way to describe it. I have been on the board of directors now for 24 years. And once you get on the Heart Association, there's a tremendous passion for being involved, and they'll never let you go. We're supposed to have like 2-year terms and 3-year terms and then step down and go off the board for a year, but it seems like for 24 years they never really let me off. You know, one of the things I've been known for is motivating people, keeping people involved. Because as you know, with regards to volunteerism, everybody's really got their own business, they got their own lives, and really this is a second life for us. If you have a passion and you believe in what we're trying to accomplish, you will give the time. Over the years, a lot of my family members developed heart disease. And what I love about the Heart Association so much is through the great connections and all the people that I've met over the years, I actually feel that the Heart Association's given me more back than I really have given it.
My name is Jessica Malore. I'm a 24-year-old heart attack survivor and heart transplant recipient.
My name is Bill Fisher. I'm a partner with the accounting firm of Grassi & Company CPAs.
My name is Belinda Jenkins. In December of 2002, I suffered a massive heart attack, and 3 days later was followed up with having quintuple bypass surgery.
On June 19th, 2005, I had a massive heart attack in front of my family on a soccer field.
I was out at a restaurant with my family and I started to feel dizzy and lightheaded. And when that subsided, I felt pressure pains going from my chest to my neck and a heaviness in my arms. And I was surprised when someone called 911.
The pain became excruciating and then proceeded to get very nervous that I was going to die on Father's Day in front of my children.
I was alone and called 911 and told them that I was 26 and that I thought I was having a heart attack. And she asked me if I was sure.
A clot had gotten lodged in the artery leading to the left side of my heart and was completely blocking all blood flow. I was crashing, my lungs were filling up with fluid, and things got so bad that the last rites were said for me because I was not expected to live through the night.
Within 2 hours of the heart attack starting, I was sitting in the cardiac care unit of North Shore Manhasset with a stent in my chest and starting my recovery.
They had put a balloon pump in my left leg as part of a life safety precaution during surgery. But because I was a young girl and I had small, thin veins, this balloon pump ended up cutting off my circulation and I developed an infection in my leg. Because I was hanging on by threads at the time, it came down to a matter of my leg or my life, and so the doctors had to amputate it just above the knee. It was the same day that they implanted the heart assist device within me.
I'm diabetic. I've been diabetic my whole life, and 70% of us die of heart disease. So this is an ongoing battle for the rest of my life.
My older daughter doesn't talk about it. The little ones don't remember too much. I can't even talk about it myself, to be honest with you.
After 6 weeks in the hospital, and getting a prosthetic leg with which I had to relearn how to walk, I returned to school and managed to resume all of my activities except for tennis because it was important for me to take the main focus off of everything that had happened and distract myself while I waited for my heart transplant.
I think my wife reminds me every day how lucky we were.
I think one of the difficult things about heart disease is that it can strike down individuals so suddenly. Your friends, your neighbors can seem perfectly healthy, and then suddenly they've dropped dead with an acute heart attack or a cardiac rhythm problem. They're with you one moment and they're gone the next, and I think that is what can be so devastating about heart disease and why many of us are so focused on trying to change the outlook.
The American Heart Association has a key strategic plan for the United States, that of reducing death and disability from heart disease and stroke by 25% by the year 2010.
Everyone involved in heart research, heart education, is a member of the American Heart Association and a part of it, and volunteers to help it achieve its mission. Virtually every scientist I know who works on heart disease has volunteered for the AHA. Throughout the community, people who are not scientists, but people whose lives have been touched by heart disease, have all been engaged in the whole process. So it's really a model of a volunteer organization that serves its mission in a wonderful manner.
I volunteer for the American Heart Association because I have a lot of faith in what they're doing. Their awareness and fundraising goes towards the medical development of life-saving technology like the heart assist device that kept me alive for 9 months.
I'm surviving right now, and in being able to do so, I tell my story to give back and to let people know that there is a way to either not become like me or be like me and do something effective, not only for themselves as a healing factor, but also to spread the word and tell people what it's all about. I am the newer face of heart disease.
Volunteerism is an integral part of the American Heart Association, that they really wouldn't be where they are today if it were not for people like us.
I mean, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life, and I'm going to be an advocate for this organization.
We're able to humanize the cause, share our experiences.
I had quintuple bypass, one better than Clinton.
And tell people that this could be something that could happen to them.
This affects everybody. You don't have to be rich, you don't have to be poor, okay? It doesn't matter what nationality you are. Heart disease is here to stay.
American Heart Association is literally, I would say, my second home. They're a part of my life now.
I mean, my 9-year-old daughter, she did the jump rope-a-thon for the American Heart Association over the summertime, and she was the top fundraiser in her school. You know, so it's permeated into my family to give back at this point, because we realized how lucky I was that day.
You know, when I think of the volunteers of the American Heart Association, I really think of mission accomplished, because without volunteers, we would have very little impact on probably on fighting heart disease or stroke. We have about 200 staff people at any given time in this region of AHA, and we have thousands of volunteers. And if you look at successes we have, whether it's in HeartWalk or whether it's in public policy, really it's based upon having great volunteers that enable us to amplify the work of the association. Otherwise, nothing really gets done.